Namaste, Dandavat Pranam. By the instruction and grace of our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj, we are here reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are also paying our humble Dandavat Pranam to Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada for providing us this wonderful commentary and translation of Bhagavatam. And following the guidance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we are praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati has told us that unless we can understand something about Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī through our study of Bhagavatam, then our reading has been pointless. Yadi sevā-vañcitāḥ yasyāḥ kṛpayā vayaṃ labhema sarvaṃ prāpnumaḥ prayojanaṃ dhāmni śrī-bhagavat pade Kṛṣṇa-sambandhi sarvaṃ ca Yadi na jānīmahe tutam Aṣṭādaśasu sahasreṣu ślokānāṃ bhāgavat-oktiṣu Rādhārānīṃ na vindāmaḥ tada nishphalam bhagavat-yayinam radhikaya kripam vina vyartasyat sarva-pariśramaḥ. If we are cheated out of serving that personality whose mercy awards us everything we need, including residence in the Lord's holy Dham and all things connected to Krishna, and if we cannot understand or discover Rādhārānīṃ within the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, then our study of Srimad Bhagavatam has been pointless. Without the mercy of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, all of our efforts are in vain. So, we are starting our readings at a different time, starting today. Instead of 7:30 a.m. New Jersey time, we are aiming to start around 9 a.m. New Jersey time, which is about 7:30 p.m. in India right now. So we are continuing our reading today from Canto 5, chapter 16, text 4. Rishir Uvacha Navai Maharaj Bhagavato Maya Guna Vibhute Kastam Manasa Vachasa Vadigantum Alam Vibhudhayusyapi Purushas Tasmat Pradhan Yenaiva Bhugolaka Vishesham Namarupa Manalakshnato Vyakyasyamaha. The great Rishi Shukadev Goswami said, "My dear king, there is no limit to the expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's material energy. This material world is a transformation of the material qualities, sattva-guna, rajaguna, and tamaguna. Yet no one could possibly explain it perfectly, even in a lifetime, as long as that of Brahma. No one in the material world is perfect, and an imperfect person could not describe this material universe accurately. Even after continued speculation, O king, I shall nevertheless try to explain to you the principal regions, such as Bhugoloka, Bhuloka, with their names, forms, measurements, and various symptoms." Purport. The material world is only 1/4 of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's creation, but it is unlimited and impossible for anyone to know or describe, even with the qualification of a life as long as that of Brahma, who lives for millions and millions of years. Modern scientists and astronomers try to explain the cosmic situation and the vastness of space, and some of them believe that all the glittering stars are different suns, From Bhagavad Gita, however, we understand that all these stars, nakshatras, are like the moon in that they reflect the sunshine. They are not independent luminaries. Bhuloka is explained to be that portion of outer space through which the heat and light of the sun extend. Therefore, it is natural to conclude that this universe extends in space as far as we can see and encompasses the glittering stars. Srila Sukadeva Goswami admitted that to give full details of this expansive material universe would be impossible, but nevertheless he wanted to give the king as much knowledge as he had received through the Parampara system. We should conclude that if one cannot comprehend the material expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one certainly cannot estimate the expansiveness of the spiritual world. The Brahma Samhita 5.33 confirms this. Advaitim achyutim anadim anantarupam adhyam puranam purusham navayovanam cha. The limits of the expansions of Govinda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, cannot be estimated by anyone. Even a person as perfect as Brahma, not to speak of tiny scientists whose senses and instruments are all imperfect, and who cannot give us information of even this one universe, we should therefore be satisfied with the information obtainable from Vedic sources as spoken by authorities like Shukadeva Goswami. Text 4. I'm just reading some of this again because so this part of Bhagavatam is very famous within the community of devotees, because it lays out a whole cosmology, which says some very interesting things. And one of the topics that Srila Prabhupada wanted the Bhaktivedanta Institute to address was how this Bhagavat cosmology, how it aligns or can correct some aspects of modern scientific cosmology. So that's like a whole big project that many devotees have worked on and are working on. And it's a big part of the Temple of Vedic Planetarium project that ISKCON is making in Mayapur, is to have a chandelier depicting the Bhagavat cosmology. But it's a very in-depth project, and there's a lot of nuance and details to it, and so I'm just trying to do my due diligence of reading carefully here.
Yeah. That's going to be a big chandelier.
It is. It's massive. Yeah, it's massive. It's the centerpiece of their whole temple, and it's supposed to be like one of the biggest temples in India when it's finished or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see it in its current state when we go for the
Oh, good.
Yeah, it'll be part of the tour, the parikram, the pilgrimage.
Nice.
It's interesting, Srila Prabhupada is saying, because the previous verse said this, that the universe extends as far as we can see. There's a standard saying that the limit of the universe, or the boundary of the universe, is related to our capacity to be conscious of it through vision, through the senses. Okay.
Through vision, through scientific means. right? With telescopes and whatever scopes, and I mean, as far as we can see, but who knows what's beyond that.
Well, I'm trying to just see what Srila Prabhupada is saying. I want to understand. I want to try to understand just what he's presenting without bringing other things into it.
Okay.
Okay, text 5. Yo vayaṃ dvīpa kuvalaya kamala koshabhyantara koso niyuta yojana vishala samavartulo yata pushkara patram. The planetary system known as Bhumandala resembles a lotus flower, and its 7 islands resemble the whorl of that flower, the length and breadth of the island known as Jambūdvīpa, which is situated in the middle of the whorl, where there is 1 million, which is 1 million yojanas, or 8 million miles. Jambūdvīpa is round like a leaf of a lotus flower. Actually, I think what he was saying, Srila Prabhupada was saying there about the vision, is because it said that the universe extends as far as the sunlight of the sun reaches. So that's why he said our vision, what we can see, as far as the sun's light extends. So that's just an interesting thing that they're trying to say. Bhumandala is divided 7 islands. You have already informed me that the Bhumandala extends as far as the sun spreads its light and heat, as far as all the moon and stars can be seen. So the unique standard of measure for Bhumandala is as far as the sun's light extends. So that's the boundary of Bhumandala as per Bhagavatam, as far as the sun's light extends. Okay. Text 6. Yasmin nava varshani nava yojana sahasraya manyastabhir maryada giribi suvi bhaktani bhavanti. In Jambūdvīpa there are 9 divisions of land, each with 9,000 yojanas, or 72,000 miles. There are 8 mountains that mark the boundaries of these divisions and separate them nicely. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the following quotation from the Vayu Purana, wherein the locations of various mountains beginning with the Himalayas are described. Tanhorvat samstite gyayedve varshe dakshinotare dirghani tatra chatvari chaturasram. Ilavratam iti dakshinotare bharato tara kuru varshe chatvari kim purusha harivarsha ramyaka hiranmayani varshani nila nishadayos tiraschini bhuya samudra pravishtayo samlagnatvam angikritya Badrasva ketu malayor api dhanur akritvam atastayor dhargyata evam hadye sankuchitat vena nava sahasrayat matvam ilavritasya tu mero sakashat chatur dikshu nava sahasrayama tvam sambhavet vashtu tas tvilavrata Bhadrasva ketu malanam chatustrismat sahasrayamatvam gyayam. Text 7. Esham madhye ilavritam namabhyantara varsham yasya nabhyam avastita sarvata sovarna kula giri rajo meror dvipayama samunaha karnika bhuta kuvalaya kamalasya murdani dvatrimsat sahasrayojana vitato mule sodasa sahasram tavat antar bhumyam pravishtaha. Amidst these divisions or varshas is varsha named Ilavrita, which is situated in the middle of the whorl of the lotus. Within Ilavrita varsha is Sumeru mountain, which is made of gold. Sumeru mountain is like the pericarp of the lotus, like a Bhumandala planetary system. The mountain's height is the same as the width of Jambūdvīpa, or in other words, 100,000 yojanas, or 800,000 miles. Of that, 16,000 yojanas, or 128,000 miles, are within the earth, and therefore the mountain's height above the earth is 84,000 yojanas, or 672,000 miles. The mountain's width is 32,000 yojanas, or 256,000 miles at its summit, and 16,000 yojanas at its base. Text 8. Uttarottarin ilavritam Nīla-sveta Shringavan iti trayo Ramyaka Hiranmaya Kurunam Varshanam Maryada Giraya Prag-ayata Ubhayata Charodavadayo Dvisahasra Pratava Ekaikasa Purvasmad Uttaro Dasmasadhi kamsena dargya eva hrishanti. Just north of Ilavrita Varsha, and going further northward, one after another, there are three mountains named Nīla-sveta and Shringavan. These mark the borders of the three Varshas named Ramyaka, Hiranmaya, and Kuru, and separate them from one another. The width of these mountains is 2,000 yojanas, or 16,000 miles. Lengthwise, they extend east and west to the beaches of the ocean of salt water. Going from south to north, the length of each mountain is 1/10 that of the previous mountain, but the height of all of them is the same. Purport. In this regard, Madhvacharya quotes the following verse from the Brahmanda Purana. Yatha bhagavate tuktam bhovanam kosha lakshanam tasya virodato yojam anya grantantare stitam mandode puranam chaiva vyatyasham kshira sagare rahu soma ravinam cha mandala dvigunoktitam vinaiva sarvam uneyam yojana bedato tratu. It appears from these verses that aside from the sun and moon, there is an invisible planet called Rahu. The movements of Rahu cause both solar and lunar eclipses. We suggest that the modern expeditions attempting to reach the moon are mistakenly going to Rahu. Okay, and thus ends our reading for today. We'll continue from text 9 on Friday. Okay. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Shripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev, Srila Tirtha Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. All glories
Jai.
to the assembled devotees, all glories to the worldwide devotees, Samabhaktiveda Vrinda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Navadut Dham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ju Ki Jai, Ganga
Jai.
Mai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai,
Jai.
Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Giri Govardhan Gupta Govardhan Dham Ki Jai,
Jai.
Radhakund Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi, Vrinda Devi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai, Scientific Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai.
Jai.
Princeton Bhaktivedanta Institute Ki Jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai,
Jai.
Nityananda Premanandi, Hari 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 Bo.
Hari Bol.
Tulsi Maharani Devi Dasi Ki Jai.
Jai. Krishna Keshav Das Ki Jai.
Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.